So I've said this before, y'all, and I tried my best to admit when I'm wrong. And at least I haven't got my hands on a Switch 2 yet. However, at least from the gameplay footage that I've seen of Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, at least from what I've seen, it's on par with that PlayStation 4 Pro, right in the middle of the PlayStation 5, which I wasn't expecting. Honestly, as Final Fantasy VII is still my favorite Final Fantasy, and I know, listen, I know the game is overhyped, and that's more of a Square Enix thing because it's like they can't get over the success of Final Fantasy VII versus the fact that what's happening? You can't go past Hironobu? Like, all right. But before I jump into anything else, do me a favor and hit that like button. It really helps out the channel a lot. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. We're on that hashtag road to 5K. It's crazy to even say that. It's been a long journey. Well, with the Switch 2 dropping maybe soon, hopefully, all tariffs aside, I again would prefer it to come out in the fall or early winter more than now, just because I have been saving for a new PC. So, Nintendo, if you want to help a brother out, that would greatly help me out. But never did I think or imagine, because of the track record that Nintendo has been having, even with all the success of the other Square Enix games on the platform on Switch, which is Octopath, Star Ocean, the HD 2D remakes, Triangle Strategy, the Bravely series. It was so many other Square games in ports, not Chrono Trigger, that Square Enix has pushed and made money from with the Switch. I always in the back of my head was like, they're never going to be able to put it on a Switch because the Switch, even the 2, I thought, did not want to compete. The last time Nintendo competed with a console was way back on the GameCube, and listen, I was there. I had all of the systems hooked up at the same time. I couldn't tell you all the specs, but I could tell you what my eyes seen with glasses and without. Dreamcast, GameCube, and PlayStation 2, I almost said 4, as well as Xbox were damn near equal. Of course, it was depending on a certain game. Some games ran faster and stuff like that, but just pure fidelity, if they like, when I was playing Soul Calibur 2, matter of fact, it was better on the GameCube, and I'm not just because of Link, but it was better on GameCube than it was on PlayStation 2 for me, and Xbox, and I had all the games. But my question is, let me apologize again. I'm sorry, Nintendo. I didn't think you had the cojones to actually compete. Now, what scares me still to this day is we're getting Intergrade. So does that mean next year are we going to be getting Rebirth? And even more so, will we be getting the next Final Fantasy, which I've been dubbing Revelations, when that drops? Because we know that that's going to be dropping for PlayStation 5. Does Sony still have the exclusivity? Does PlayStation still have a contract with Square Enix where they have to wait a certain amount of time and years for it? I thought that clause was up, but it still might be in play because PC just legit got Rebirth. But with Steam having Rebirth now, which came out almost about, it wasn't that much longer later, but within a year, will we be getting Rebirth for the Nintendo Switch 2 within the next year by 2026 or so. And I can even jump into, will Grand Theft Auto 6 come to the Switch too, but I'll save that for a later date. I just want to focus more now on the fact that I can't believe it. I'm not going to probably rebuy it, honestly, because I've played Intergrade and Remake and Rebirth, but I have a lot of friends who only own a Nintendo Switch and refuse to buy a PlayStation 5, not only because of the price, but a lot of folks really said that they didn't have any games that they wanted to buy. And even before the tariffs, even before all the XYZ blah, 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 like yakety schmackety that's been going on this year and a little bit of the last year, it's their only system. So they buy a Nintendo to play Nintendo games, but would love to continue to play Final Fantasy, and they just have to wait and salivate until Nintendo got it. And well, Nintendo never was going to get it until now. So I'm just curious. Maybe y'all can help me. Maybe y'all know a little more info or some links you can send my way. Or just hypothetical thoughts. Is Nintendo going to be getting Rebirth for the Nintendo Switch 2? And if so, does that mean we're going to be getting, at the same time, simultaneous release? That would be like very profitable for Square Enix, wouldn't it? Because they just dropped the ball with making Rebirth only drop on PlayStation, and I think that now, unless you're Nintendo, honestly, with as strong of IPs that it has with Zelda and Donkey Kong and Metroid, and Metroid's not even in the top 3, Pokemon, Mario games, which we ain't gonna see a Mario game. It would be very smart for them to drop their newest rendition of Final Fantasy VII on the Nintendo Switch too, because from the looks of it, at least from this Intergrade, it can handle it. Matter of fact, you know what? I might see, maybe if somebody want to donate a code, I might play it to review it to see how they stand together side by side, rather than just having to look on somebody else's gameplay. But anyway, that's just my thoughts about it. I just wanted to get on here and make a video and kind of test the waters and see what y'all were thinking. Do you think that Nintendo will, or Square Enix will drop their future games, like say Final Fantasy 17 comes out on PlayStation 5? Will they drop it simultaneously on Nintendo Switch 2 as well? I don't know what Xbox is doing, if Xbox is ever gonna get Final Fantasy like that. It eventually got 13 and 15, but did 15 drop simultaneously? I think 15 dropped simultaneously, if I'm not mistaken. And if it did, that would explain why the sales of 15 were so good, because, well, you got to give people options on what systems they want to play games on. And the Nintendo Switch looks like it's competing. At least it's got 2 or 3 years before the PlayStation 6 and whatever the hell streaming device, box, or cloud gaming system Xbox is going to do. And I still kind of feel like we don't really need a new PlayStation or Xbox for a minute, but that's just my own little theories. Anyway, if you did like this video, make sure you hit that like button. It really helps out the channel a lot. And if you're new to the channel and you made it this far, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I make new geekly content here on the channel where I ramble on about games, anime, sometimes entertainment, and all things geek. And as always, remember to eat, geek, sleep, repeat. I'll holler at you on the next one. Peace.